Hi, I'm Colette Baron-Reid. I noticed there's a lot of new people here, so I wanted to tell you a little bit about myself and about what we're going to talk about today. So I'm a best-selling author. I am an oracle card creator. I have 14 decks and counting, like 17 actually soon. And I'm all excited about a date that's coming up that's going to impact all of us. And I would like to do a reading on that for all of us. And it's the solstice. We are coming to the end of 2021. And I'm super excited about this because this is an important marker for all of us right now. Energetically, we're moving into a brand new cycle. And this date, the winter solstice, is where I am because I'm in the northern hemisphere. It's the summer one in the southern hemisphere. But up here we see the point of greatest darkness. It's the longest night, which means that we are really at that point before the sunlight returns. We have an opportunity to be grateful, to get humble, to take a look at what we don't want to bring with us. We're in a dreaming time. That's why I decided to use the Shaman's Dream Oracle today that I did with my friend Alberto Bilaldo about the shaman archetype, because we really are being initiated into this new way of being where we are being given an opportunity to dream a new world into being. So on the solstice, it's a sacred moment to honor the journey that we've been on and to be mindful and to welcome in the sunlight and to identify that vitality that the sun is offering us, because we get a new beginning next. We really are walking into something new. So I'm going to do the reading based on 5 elements: spirit, then fire, earth, air, and water, and how those elements are impacting every single one of us. So this is my solstice reading gift to all of you. And then I'm going to tell you something special after, okay? So I've shuffled the cards earlier, and the first card represents spirit. And spirit is called the empty well. This is the card that says it's time to replenish. We're tired. And at the end of 2021, and I do know that this year has been much more difficult for some people than even 2020 was, and it was tough in 2020. So we have so much right now, and there's a sense of exhaustion. So it's a spiritual exhaustion. And so this is saying at this moment, in the longest night, and in the south, of course, the longest day, we take this moment to say thank you, because I am going to surrender my will and my life over to what can replenish me, which is spirit. And that's what this is saying. We're empty wells. Now we have to fill ourselves up. And it's acknowledging that. We can't bypass that. We're tired. Now let's take a look at fire. So fire is all about action. So we look at astrology, for example. We have Aries, we have Leo, and we have Sagittarius. So here it's the netcaster. Preparations come to fruition. And this is great because it's about passion. So in this moment, we are saying, aha, I get it. I've been through all of this. I'm seeing myself here. I'm fried, but I know something better can come. And I've been preparing all this time, and we're going to start to see evidence of that preparation, right? And there's a reason to be optimistic. So there's a sense of optimism that we may not have had so much last year. And I'll talk about that in a second. So we have the fruition, which means something good is happening. Now, let's take a look now at Earth. So Earth is the practicalities sacred contract. So here it talks about our bodies, right? The sacred contract to embody our lives in this lifetime. The relationship that we have to money, to the exchange of goods, anything that's tangible, sensuality is in play. But what we're seeing here as well too is that we have an obligation to one another, because it's all relational here. One doesn't do anything without the other. They're all together. So the sacred contract says that we are committed. And because we've entered into a solstice during the energy of Earth this year, we've got the Capricorn, the moon is in Cancer. Capricorn is really, really present right now, and other planets too. So we say, aha, I'm going to see evidence. The contract that we have signed is that there will be evidence of our hard work, and that this is going to pay off, even though we feel exhausted because we think nothing good happens when we're tired. But the truth is that this is saying, oh no, this is not wasted. This sense of feeling the need to replenish, that we have nothing left, it's an extraordinary moment where we're saying, nope, I'm committed, and I have also a committed relationship to this world that I can touch and see and feel with my senses, the planet that I am part of, nature that I am part of. These relationships are going to be prominent for me. But this is, remember, there's no such thing as just one moment in time. This is a process, and this is where we are in the process. Now, we're going to look at air. So look at air. And air is resonating. Oh, this is very interesting. So air is all about the sense of being resonant with others and with circumstances. So everything is energy. And if we look at, you know how you feel when you're around certain people, and you know how you feel when you're around certain circumstances, and there's a tremendous amount of truth, emotional truth, intellectual truth. Because it's air, it is the mind. Right? And we start to resonate with one another. This is less polarizing. So although we'll still see polarities, and this is what this is reminding us, like, hey, yes, polarities, but there's more resonance coming together. And I don't know if any of you have ever seen this metronome thing on the internet, where you see the metronomes all over the place, and then all of a sudden, just naturally, they start to go at the same time. They resonate together. They just all get in sync. And that's what this is saying as well, too, that we can trust that our thoughts, feelings, and beliefs will resonate also with each other's. And we're moving more towards that, even if temporarily it may not look like that. Now let's take a look at water, which is our emotional life. And it's, if we think of water signs, for example, we have mystical Pisces, and then we have Cancer, that cardinal sense of, tenacity and feelings, and then of course we have what's the other water sign? And Scorpio, of course. How would I miss Scorpio? Deep. So we're in deep waters here. We're looking at how are we being impacted, because again, we are at that point of greatest darkness up in the northern hemisphere. And there it is, we're completing a cycle. That's fantastic. So we're feeling, our feelings are different. And we're going to feel different as we move into 2022, because the solstice says so. There's an interesting difference this year from last year's solstice, which was stronger and more. It felt much more like the law. The law was coming, the comeuppance, the karma. There was more of a stronger message last year, and this is softer. This is much more inviting. This is saying, you know what? We really are moving into a brand new cycle of feelings too, that we're not going to feel the same. This is that greatest point of surrender. I want to go back to that spiritual surrender here, which always feels liberating once we say, yes, I feel humble about this. I need help. In order for me to sustain my life, I need something different. And that's what this is saying. So the main message, if I'm to recap this for everybody, is it is time to replenish, which means the only way that you can create sustainability in your life is to commit to less busy, all right? So like busy is not cool anymore, right? This is a thing of, even if you have 3 jobs, there's a point where it has to say, you know what? You've got to take some moment for yourself. You've got to carve it out somehow. And no matter what, there's a sense of surrender to the will of the divine. There's that quality there too. And the other thing is there's hope in this. There really is hope. There's a natural progression this year that wasn't there last year. It's not so much how much work we do as it is to see the evidence of the work we have done. All right, that's what we see this year. We see evidence of what we've planted. That's really beautiful. And this year also, this solstice is a lot more grounded. How do we stay grounded? And we stay grounded by replenishing. And we have to learn how to say no. Okay, that's the other thing. So that's a really great, for me, this solstice sounds very strong and powerful and profound. And it certainly doesn't say go, go, go. It says stay put, breathe, stay put and breathe, and trust. You have a relationship to the universe, to higher power, to each other. And there's evidence coming. Even if you don't think you're going to see it, you will. You really will. And we are closing a door on what was to welcome what could be. Alrighty, guess what? I have something to invite you to. All right, if you like this, well, guess what I get to do with you. If you'd like to come, I'm inviting you to a special celebration with my friend Leslie Tagorda. Leslie Tagorda is one of the most amazing human beings. She is the most beautiful human who is one of the best astrologers that I've been to. And she has generously offered to come and do a celebration, a solstice celebration with me for you. So come and join us. There's a link somewhere here, and I know you're going to love it. We're going to have a beautiful ritual, a meditation. We're going to talk about the solstice and how you can exponentially harness the energies of the solstice so that you can genuinely welcome in the new year for 2022, because this is the pivot day prior to getting ready. All right, hope to see you there. Take care.